So last week we did the video showing that car that was purchased from the car dealer with the patched up frame rails. And I had no idea that thing was going to get so much interest. It's had almost 250,000 views in just the last week. So, and a lot of you guys in the comments were like, geez, we really need to know what to look for while buying these cars. So, a little at a time, what we're going to do is filter in some of the things that I see as red flags whenever I go to look at a car, either for myself or for somebody else. But it's all pretty universal. And before the trolls start banging away at their phones, Uncle Tony is a hack. Uncle Tony has a small penis, right? Listen, this is not universal, okay? These are guidelines to go by. So the first thing I see, I open the hood. When you're talking about 40, 50-year-old cars, almost always wiring is an issue. They always have electrical issues. And, it's just par for the course. It's normal. But what I find, anytime I look at a car that it's being offered for sale, one of my customers brings it, and I see this stuff covering the wiring harnesses. Now usually it's black, comes in all different colors, but it's this plastic wire loom cover that General Motors used like from the middle 70s until like about the middle 80s. When I see this stuff on a car that it doesn't belong on, right away, red flag goes up in my head. I know, if I start peeling this stuff away, I'm going to find the hack job. I'm going to find the wires that are twisted together. I'm going to find the speaker wires that are spliced in to make connections in here and there. This stuff, if you see, and nothing wrong with using this if you're trying to dress up your car or if you're restoring a car that has, that originally came with this stuff. But you pop the hood on like a 67 Mustang, or a 71 Duster, and you see this, something's going on. Scrutinize. Peel it away, look at all the wires, look at the connections. The other thing that I come across, and now again, right, don't attack me, the universal wiring harnesses, they are good. There's nothing wrong with those kits. If you're putting a car together for yourself and you feel that it's the most efficient and economical way to go, using one of those kits to wire your car, by all means go ahead and do it. But if you're buying a car, and the car has one of these universal kits, keep in mind that throughout the kit, there are literally hundreds of connections like this that join the kit to all of the car's factory wiring and all of the factory switches and so on and so forth. That harness, as it snaked through the car, there's no way to know if the person who wired this car wired it in such a way that the harness is clear from vibrations, sharp edges. It's not going to be stepped on when people get in and out of the car. It's not going to be pulled taut or left to flop around. And even worse than that, there's no way to know if the person was proficient with this. Over the course of working with cars, I've found splices that, there were like 4 strands of the wire actually crimped into the connector. And shrink tubing. All of these connections need to be protected from moisture. And the shrink tubing also helps with the wire. If it gets tugged on, the force isn't pulled on the wire itself. On the strands of wire, it's actually being pulled on the wire. So you want to make sure that all of those connections are shrink tubed. If I'm looking at a car, any car, and I see a universal wiring kit in there, I automatically assume I'm going to have to rewire this car, and I figure that into the cost of doing business with this thing. So, that's just a couple of things that I see every once in a while. As things occur to me or cross my path that fit this, general criteria, like things to look out for buying a classic car, we'll do more videos. In the meantime, thanks a lot. See you tomorrow.